Jana, you were using these to haul something. Yes, a special treat for the pigs. A surprise. What do you think? How's it smell?
It smells nice.
I think I turned it off. I hope I turned it off. I guess I'm about to find out. Hi friends, I'm Sean the Modern Yeoman, and I'd like to welcome you back to the Yeostead. A lot of homestead purists might not approve of me taking a tiller to my compost pile. And I understand, I should have never let my compost pile get to the point where it was so packed up where I couldn't turn it over with the regular silage fork. But things happen. Life happens, and I wasn't able to turn the compost pile as much as I should have. So we just kind of let it sit here as we piled stuff on it. So I took a tiller to it, and the soil is incredible. It really is. You should smell it. It's so earthy and rich. It's warm, and if you look down here, you can see all sorts of bugs. Black soldier fly, larvae, things like that crawling through it. This is great compost. So yes, official permaculture homesteading world might not approve of taking a tiller to your compost pile. Here at the Yeostead, we're about what works, and that worked. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Real quick, a little bit about us. My family and I live on the Yeostead, which is an 11-acre homestead here in East Tennessee. My wife Holly and I live in this house, and we're expecting our first child any week now. As of this recording, Holly is 35 weeks pregnant. My parents live on the other side of the barn in that house. And Holly's mom, Nana Jana, she's living in the brick house with us right now. She's gonna be building her own house, a Barndominium, in that spot here in the next few months. We've got about 3 acres of pasture in the front, about 3 acres of woods, and roughly 5 acres of more pasture in the back. We got 2 feeder pigs that are living out here in the woods that we're fattening up for the freezer, and we're putting them to work, helping to clear out some of this really dense, overgrown forest. We got some turkeys, also freezer bound, tons of laying hens, and we've already gone through a batch of meat chickens. We had about 30. There's still some left in the freezer, and we've been eating them probably 1 chicken a week. They did live in this tractor, which I used to move around our front pasture until it was time to process them, which we did, I think, last November. We also have a garden, which is kind of neglected at the moment, but we do have big plans for it. The motto of the channel is slowly, slowly, and that's because we've had to take things gradually. When we moved to this homestead, 2 years ago now, we didn't have a lot of money to just set up a giant farm infrastructure. It's something we had to kind of take our time with. And so as we've been moving forward, we've been doing just that, taking our time. We didn't start right away with pigs and chickens and turkeys. We had to work our way up there. That's been the driving theme of this channel. In preparation for the arrival of our son, I've taken on full-time work, which has come with a lot of travel associated with it. This season of travel is starting to wind down, so I'll be able to spend a lot more time at the homestead starting here in the next few weeks, which will mean more videos, but will also mean me getting things done here on the homestead again. Now, before little Henry gets here, there's been a lot that we've had to do, and I wanted to give you guys some updates in that regard. Real quick, an update on our pig friends. In the last video, I talked to you about the flooding that we've been getting down here. And that, thankfully, the rain has chilled out a little bit and the flooding's kind of abated somewhat, but all of this area right here, it's kind of hard to tell, but this was just a mud pit Our pig friends didn't really have any solid ground to walk on. So in order to give them solid ground and to keep them out of the flood zone, more importantly, for when it does flood, I moved their fence, actually right after I filmed the previous video, to this ground, which is higher. I think I turned it off. I hope I turned it off. I guess I'm about to find out. So they're in this area, which is a lot higher. It's a lot drier, but they still do have access to the mud back there. So you can see, used to be, this was all they had access to, was this mire, was this muck. That's all they had access to. And that does not make for happy pigs. They need some dry ground. And so all of this is dry, and they've been enjoying it. The next step, I'll probably keep them here another week, and once I get back from my final trip next week, I think I'm gonna move them up into this area, which is a bit higher. Lots of stuff for them to chew on. Number one, it'll keep them out of that flood zone. And number two, they'll have plenty of shrubbery and brush to work on. Speaking of the pigs and their eating habits, Nana Jana actually came through on something really cool. Let's go talk to her and find out what that is. So yesterday I got home, Holly and I got home, and we were surprised. We made a discovery. Nana Jana had brought something for us, and it's in these 2 bags. Now, it isn't normal feed, pig feed or chicken feed that you buy at the store. Jana, you were using these to haul something. Yes, a special treat for the pigs. A surprise. Now, you were able to pick up some spent grain from a brewery that was giving it away, correct?
Yes, yes. A farmer that usually collects it enough was nice enough to share some with us, so I took some feed sacks and scooped some up to bring it home and see how all the critters like them. I think the chickens even like it too. So.
And this is really awesome because we spend, I mean, a fair amount of money on pig feed every month. And to get free food is huge for us.
Yeah.
So number one, thank you for thinking of that, Jana.
Yes.
Number two, this stuff is gonna fatten them right up. I'm actually, right now, going to try feeding some to the chickens to see if they like it. So this, all told, this is probably, geez, I don't know. I'd have to say a couple days worth of food, and I think what we're going to do is mix it in with their food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
supplement their food with it.
All that,
yeah, supplement their food with it, and that should stretch their food out, and therefore decrease our feed bill every month by quite a bit. So let's feed some to the chickens right now. I'm just going to grab a scoop. I'm sure they're going to love it.
Turn that over and let it air out. It's still moist.
Yeah, so it is wet still, and it is fermented. I mean, they use this for, it's a brewery, a local brewery, and they use it for making beer. But this is the remains of what is spent after they've done the fermenting process. I'm not quite sure how that works, but here you go, guys. They love it. Now, when we say it's fermented, I don't know if it's actually alcoholic. I don't know if the pigs and the chickens are going to get a little tipsy from eating it, but because we ferment our food anyways when I get it wet, but it doesn't ferment quite to the degree that this stuff does. I guess we'll see if the chickens are a little
liquid that came off of what that was doing, and had some alcoholic content to
yeah
it. That's what the brewery's all about.
But the one issue that we need to figure out is that it's wet. When you pick it up, it's wet.
Yes.
So we need to figure out a way to dry it, or I don't know if it's okay to just keep it wet. If we keep it outside, eventually critters are going to get to it, whether it's rabbits or mice or bugs or whatever. So I'll probably end up moving it in here into one of these buckets. Probably that empty one right there. But I don't know if I should dry it out first or just let it stay wet and risk mold. I don't know if any of you guys have any ideas. Please let us know. But regardless, this is great. It's going to cut down our feed bill, and it's going to supplement all of our animals' food. Good stuff. What do you think? How's it smell?
It smells nice.
It smells fermented. Put it that way. Also, I'm quite proud of the work I've been able to do clearing some of the stuff back here. All of this was woods. All of this was brush. Now, it's just a few trees. I was able to clear all of this away. That was all woods. That, right back there, used to be a big patch of brush and trees, and now that's cleared away as well. So the septic soil map person is coming this coming week. I'll actually be gone. Where am I going now, guys? I think I'll be in Chicago next week. I don't even know. I think it's Chicago, but I'll be there till next Friday. So while I'm gone, the soil map person's going to be here. But look at what Nana Jana and I were able to do. We were able to knock all of this back. This was all woods. This was all brush. When I stood down here in the woods, all I could see was thicket right here. But now we can see straight to our house. We cleared all of it away. Assuming the septic map, soil map thing goes well, the next step will be excavation. And we'll probably clear all of this stuff out, all of these trees, and get some dirt down to level out the ground to start the build on Nana Jana's Barndominium. It's really exciting. Things are kind of held up with the soil map septic stuff, but once that's cleared up, once we've got that domino knocked down, the rest of them, hopefully, fingers crossed, will just fall very quickly. Either way, I am pumped that we were able to clear all of this within the span of a week and a half. It didn't take us that long to do it. Now comes the real test, and that's getting the soil map. We'll see how that goes, and obviously we'll keep you updated. There's been so much that's happened these past few weeks, and there's so much that's going to happen in the next few weeks. It's a perfect storm of activity. I'm traveling all the time, which makes it tougher. Number one, to actually help getting things done, but number two, to put out videos as much as I'd like to. We've got all this clearing. We've got the soil map stuff coming. We just changed out our HVAC system, moved the pigs after some flooding. And then, of course, the big cherry on top of all of it is little Henry's going to be arriving any day now, any week now. Once Henry does come, I'm actually going to take probably a month off of work so I can just spend time bonding with him, Polly, the family, the new family unit, and I'll have time to actually kind of enjoy the homestead, sit here and soak it all in. That's actually about the time that I think things should start rolling with the build. We're very, very thankful for everything that we have been given and all the opportunities that have come our way. And we're also thankful for you guys for sticking with us, for watching, for hanging out at the Yeoman. So bear with us, lots coming down the pike. Thanks for watching, and until we see you guys next time, remember, as always, slowly, slowly.